Good morning. My name is John Zannino, and I'm your Director of Recreation and Parks. For all of you that are here gathered and those that are online on the live stream, we want to thank you for coming out and welcome you to Taylor Farm Park. Today is a monumental day for our department and you in the community because it's not every day that we get to open a brand new park. But I think today you will see that Taylor Farm Park is not just any park. It is a destination in the region, and it's going to be a beacon for this community. And I'm grateful that I've been able to be a part of this journey. So to kick off the dedication ceremony, I'd like to bring up your county manager, John Vithoulkas.
Thank you, John. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. That's it. So it is absolutely wonderful to be here with so many friends from across Team Henrico as we celebrate the opening of Taylor Farm Park. You know, it's not too often that we have an opening that is quite as special as this. A new park, like a new library or a new school, generates a lot of excitement because these facilities are special places that form the fabric of a community. Families with young children, teenagers, and residents of all ages will visit every single day for fun, recreation, and time together. Beginning today and for decades to come, Taylor Farm Park will improve and enrich the lives of residents throughout Sandston, eastern Henrico, and indeed across our entire county. This beautiful county park has been many years in the making, and it is absolutely a testament to the vision and leadership of our Board of Supervisors, especially our Chairman Tyrone Nelson, who joins us here today and who ladies and gentlemen, he put countless hours into determining the vision and experience for the visitors of Taylor Farm Park, because I can assure you that the initial layout was not what you see today. If you've seen his social media, you know he's a little bit more than excited about this park. I can assure you that the excitement is entirely appropriate. Perhaps the county manager shouldn't say it, but Taylor Farm Park is a masterpiece. It is now our county's masterpiece when it comes to parks. Now, also joining us this morning, we have all 5 members of the Board of Supervisors here this morning. Vice Chairman Dan Schmidt of the Brooklyn District, Supervisor Roscoe Cooper of Fairfield, Supervisor Misty Whitehead of Three Chopt. And here's a story for y'all, all the way from the Tuckahoe Magisterial District. He got up early. If you look, there's a scooter right there. Supervisor Jody Rogish rode that thing all the way from Tuckahoe to be here this morning. So, Mr. Rogish, thank you for your commitment. I'd also like, and this is really a community moment that you'll hear about more from Mr. Nelson, but I'd also like to welcome and thank the members of the Taylor family. They owned this beautiful property, Taylor Farm, for many generations, from 1858 until 2016. That's when they graciously agreed to sell it to the county for this beautiful park. I want to thank you, Taylor family, for your outstanding stewardship of this land over those years, and thank you for trusting us with your legacy in a way that will build and strengthen not only the Sandston community, but all of Henrico County. So a park like this doesn't just happen, and I do need to say thank you to a number of individuals, and they begin with John Zannino and his team from Recreation and Parks, the Mighty Green Machine. With each new park or renovation, you continue to outdo yourselves. Taylor Farm is certainly no exception, and here I have to recognize 2 people on the ground And there, Pete Kahns, our capital projects coordinator, who is retiring soon, and Steve Hart for yet another magnificent project for our county. You know, here I want to pause, and also for the residents that are here, I want to thank our entire Henrico County team, all the deputy county managers and agency heads, our chief of staff who actually was running recreation and parks when the project funding all came together for Taylor Park, and my brother, if you will, from another mother, and that is Brandon Hinton, who continues to provide funding plans for capital projects that we have kept on track. And I just want to take a moment and recognize that young man, because it hasn't been just Glover, 2 new high schools, a number of new sports grants that we're doing. But Brandon, thank you for continuing to solve these problems for our county when it comes to funding and continuing to move forward. I also want to thank the Parks Development team, the engineers at Timmons, and our general contractors, Lawfridge and Company. Another great business based here in Henrico. Thank you especially to Project Manager Aaron Page and Vice President Worth Bug. I assure you that Henrico County will be a reference for many, many years to come based on the outcome of this project. And there's one more special group that we have to acknowledge, and it is the residents of this county. They have made this project and many others possible. They did this by voting overwhelmingly yes to issue bonds in 2016 and again in 2022. Taylor Farm Park was one of the projects that were identified in the 2016 referendum. And after several years of planning, construction, a pandemic, it was our residents, Mr. Nelson, other members of the board that ultimately helped define what is here today. So underscore this, Taylor Farm Park shows once again what we as a community can do when we work together to make our community stronger. Let's always remember that. And at this time, I'd like to invite our chairman of the board, Mr. Tyrone Nelson, to share his thoughts and bring wishes from the board. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. It is a good day, and we are thankful that all of you have chosen to be with us today. And I'm appreciative. It's always a great day in Henrico, but for me, today is extra special. The manager has already shouted out my colleagues, but again, I want to let each of them know how important it is, and just how much I am thankful that they have joined me here today. Mr. Smith, Reverend Cooper, Ms. Whitehead, Mr. Rogish, our board has gelled together pretty impressively over the first 6 months, and we always try to do the best that we can to support each other, and so I'm glad that they're here. I do see 2 other elected officials that I want to recognize their presence. The chairwoman of our school board, who also represents the Varina District, Chairwoman Alicia Atkins, is to my left. She's with us. And her colleague and representative from the Fairfield District, Mr. Ryan Young, who pretty much anytime we do anything in his service on the first 6 months is always there supporting the general government as well. So Ryan, thank you, and Alicia for being here as well. So we appreciate you all. And what can we say about Taylor Farm Park? It's been a long time coming, but I assure you, once you head down that road to the back of this park, it is well worth the wait. Taylor Farm Park is the first new park in the Varina District in Henrico in 6 years, and it's the first large community park to open in the Varina District since Dorey Park opened in 1982. That was 42 years ago. Taylor Farm Park, all 99 acres of it, is simply extraordinary. It is carefully designed to complement and blend with nature. It really makes me wish, and many of you will feel the same way when you get to the back, that I and we were young again. It's truly a place like no other. It's a place where kids and their imaginations will be able to run wild, and where families and friends will be able to create memories that will last a lifetime. I suggest that this park is not only the finest in Henrico, but also the finest in the region and in the Commonwealth. It will become a destination park very quickly, I guarantee you. And it will be a place that our residents will enjoy for decades and decades to come. Here are just a few of the amenities that this park has to offer. It has a fully accessible spray park with mist mounds for water play. It has an interactive play stream with stepping stones and shallow pools and many waterfalls. It has areas for nature-based play and exploration. That means rope, net climbers, slides, treehouses, towers, zip lines, and more. It's an all-wheel park with a 17,000 square foot skate park and a 12,000 square foot pump track and a flow bowl. There's also a flat skate area and a BMX dirt skills course. These features are designed to accommodate various skill levels on bicycles, skateboard, roller skates, and roller blades. If wheels aren't your thing, you can enjoy a mile-long asphalt trail that loops through the park and includes connections to surrounding neighborhoods. There's also this wonderful lawn area for events and community programs. Our first community event is Friday night. We'll have our first movie screening right here at 8 p.m. on Friday night. Come join us. And for today's ribbon cutting ceremony, we'll gather by the memorial, which is over to my left, for public safety workers and military service members. There's so much more to explore and enjoy here that we've scheduled more than a simple ribbon cutting. We'll have activities and special events each day through Saturday. This party is just getting started. I'd like to thank the residents of Sandston for participating in the master planning process and for making Taylor Farm Park such a great addition to our community. I also like to thank all Henrico residents who provided the funding for the park through the 2016 bond referendum. Again, I extend my thanks and appreciation to my colleagues, those who are presently with us, but I also must shout out those who served over the past 10 years as we have developed this park. And so I want to thank Mr. Frank Thornton, thank Ms. Pat O'Bannon, thank Mr. Tommy Brannon, and thank Mr. Dick Glover and his family. Taylor Farm Park is another shining example of how everyone in this county works together to serve our residents and to improve the quality of life for us all. To our staff with Recreation and Parks, all of you, to our contractors, to our development team, this is an incredible job, and I say thank you. I also offer my gratitude to the fullest to the Taylor family. As hardworking farmers and through your family's extensive military service, you have served our county and our country with distinction. Please know that your contributions and your community spirit will endure and continue to bless every person who visits Taylor Farm Park. I do want to take a second and recognize the matriarch of the Taylor family, Ms. Taylor, who's sitting here on the front row. John Vithoulkas and I started or continued conversations that had started before we were elected and before he started. Ms. Taylor, even when there was a price put on this land that the county, because of a land commission report, could not keep, she allowed the county to give her family almost $2 million less because she wanted the county to have this park, and she realized we would be great stewards. If it wasn't for her and her family, there would be no Taylor Farm Park. So let's shout out Ms. Taylor right now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, and with that, I'd like to hand the program over now to Miss Sallie Cochran of the Taylor family.
I think actually y'all have said everything. I'm Sallie Cole Taylor Cochran, and this is my husband Cochran, Glenn. And I was named for my great-grandma before I was born, and that was Sallie Cole Taylor Anderson became Taylor. She moved onto the farm, as I read it, in 1887. I think he said 88. And one of the stories that I was told was just before the Battle of Seven Pines, there were some sharecroppers on the land, and one of the ladies was cooking a stew, and somebody came by and said, "You got to go. You got to run because this battle's going to start any minute." She says, "I'm not leaving here till my stew is finished." So she stayed. And another that I remember is my Aunt Ruby, who lived in the old farmhouse, had somebody who came up their lane and said, "I'm looking for the Smiths. Have you seen the Smiths? Did they used to live here?" And she said, "No, there's been no Smiths living here." He said, "Well, I was pretty sure. How long have you lived here?" And she said, "Since 1854. So what I want to do is thank you for being here. Thank you for all the input that everybody in the county and otherwise added to this wonderful park. And I know you're really going to enjoy it. We're going to enjoy it, and we thank you for taking care of the farm."
Thank you. On behalf of the county and the department, we have a little token that we'd like to give to the family, a plaque. So we'll go give that to you guys now. Thank you. All right, I would like to echo all the statements said by the manager, Mr. Nelson, and thank everyone involved with this project. We at Recreation and Parks have a vision to innovate tomorrow's parks today, and that vision came to life with Taylor Farm Park. And I'm just honored to be a part of that process. As Mr. Nelson said, today is just the beginning. Tomorrow will be Recreation and Parks Day. We will have activities throughout the day, arts and crafts, fitness classes. On Thursday evening is Community Partner Day. We'll have a lot of our community partners out. Friday, we will have our first movie on the lawn. The movie is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at 8:30 p.m. And then Saturday is BMX Day from 3 to 6 at the All-Wheel Skate Park. And then we will close out the evening with a concert right here on this lawn at 6 p.m. I'd like to ask everyone to join us over at the memorial for the ribbon cutting. Thank you.
All right, we're going to cut in 3,